In example 6, we want to determine whether the sequence a subscript n, which is equal to the quantity -1 to the power of n, is convergent or divergent. So in step number 1, we write down what the sequence is. And then before we do anything, let's just see what the sequence looks like after we evaluate according to when n is equal to 1 all the way to n is equal to 6. We plug in n is equal to 1, we get -1. If we plug in n is equal to 2, we get +1. If we plug in n is equal to 3, we get -1. And so on. So what happens here is whenever we put in an odd number of that power, then we're going to get a -1 output. We put in an even number, we're going to get a positive output. So it's going from -1 to 1, -1 to 1. So to kind of help us see what's going on, let's take a graphical approach of this. So we can look at this as an ordered pair, where we have n represents the n that we evaluated it with, and then the output's going to be a subscript n. So now we've created our ordered pairs, and let's see what it looks like when we plot them on this axis. So n represents the horizontal axis, a subscript n represents the vertical axis. So we plot 1, -1, there's our point, 2, 1, there's our point, 3, -1, 4, +1, 5, -1, 6, +1, 7, -1. So as you can see here that the terms are oscillating between 1 and -1 often. And so therefore a subscript n does not approach any number. Therefore, the limit as n approaches infinity of -1 to the nth power does not exist. And so then we can determine that this sequence is divergent.